Will you watch over them? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you call for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they will follow the law, they doing it. You said under your house shine, they ought to love one another. And they doing it.
You're in front of the Israeli School, Universal Practical Knowledge, the Philadelphia Division, here at 3226 Cheltenham Avenue in Philadelphia. We're standing in front of the school right now, getting a description of the 12 tribe sign that's been painted by one of the brothers that was in the school: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Shalom. Shalom. You've been waiting for this day, so this day has finally come. A lot of you have been wondering where the full truth that you've been hearing, how this was established. Well, we finally were able to arrange for the priests to come down from New York and spend some time with us. And I'd like to introduce them if I can. These are some great brothers. We're very glad to have them with us. We want to make them feel as warm as possible, because this is their work and the extension of their work and what they've laid down some time ago. I'd like to introduce, first of all, priest and Sixth Shield General, 4th in command in the nation of Israel, Lahab. I'd like to salute this brother. March up! Barak! Yeshabim, which means sit. And I'm going to turn it over now to Priest General Lahab.
Come on, brother. I'd like to say this, starting off, we're very impressed at your school here, and we're very impressed to see that the brothers and sisters in Philadelphia think enough of the Most High and the Bible and the truth and your nationality to be a part of this, because most of the brothers and sisters are running from the truth.
Welcome to ISUPK Detroit. Check us out on all social media platforms. Classes are Monday through Saturday. Monday is the history class from 7 to 9 p.m. Tuesday is scripture breakdown. Wednesday is biblical law class. Friday, Lashawan Kodash, Hebrew language. Saturday, the Sabbath service. Check out our community service program. We have food and clothing drives, helping the people in need. And we also have felony expungement services available. Join us and get involved.
Ironic.
You know the
the truth is the truth, that's all I know. Cry loud and spare not, you gon' get exposed. A few real niggas left, you not one of those. Real soldiers, we was born to stand 10 toes. If he ain't one West, that nigga not one of mine. He got a purple 12, me, I got a black 9. The truth is the wife of my youth, chopper my concubine. Had to die to get my rib, that bitch forever mine. You know the game, a bishop gotta be blameless. But GMS teaching niggas to be rapists. They screaming we snitch. When Jordan Morgan was killed by your brother, y'all ain't say shit. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK. PSA, we don't sign NDAs. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK. PSA, we don't sign NDAs.
Hey, 100 deep, 100 shields on, that's 100 priests. 100 boots, that 200 feet. Tongue like a sword when I fucking speak. Teach you how to fish instead of fucking leech. Stop selling drugs instead of trying to fuck with me. Knowledgeable but I'm rude in my fucking speech. Life is about warfare, not no fucking peace. Hey bitch, I cry loud when I fucking speak. Make them wait a year before they fuck with me. Turn a street nigga to a fucking priest. Cross a priest and I promise you forever sleep.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
UPK soldiers got them killers with me. And I don't fuck with every spot cause it's too iffy. Real motherfucking prophet cause the Lord with me. But don't get that shit twisted, I got Drake's with me. Yeah, bitch, and that whole 50. Run up on me wrong, you gon' catch 60. Wait, you gon' catch 20. The other 30 for your homies, bitch, I got plenty. And I'll shoot this motherfucker till that clip empty. Taking orders from your bitch, you a fucking simpy. Shit, should be televised. The way I'm cutting niggas up, bitch, I'm a samurai. Niggas swear they in the truth, but telling hella lies. Stumping like you Greek, bitch, you Hellenized. The revolution gon' be televised. And what I see in my vision gon' leave you petrified.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas? UPK soldiers lead cowards in awe. So fuck a gas stop, I came with 6 pumps in my car. My niggas ready to swing, we like kids at the park. So touch a chair around this bitch and we breaking your jaw. They think we Christian, but we not. Nothing about us is soft. I don't know what you niggas on, but that shit get you off. We booted up. We came to take zones for real. Black 40 under my garment, I be dressed to kill. Fourth dimension sitting linger, I be fresh for real. Putting scripts on your corners, but these here ain't pills. We rock covers. You official if you know those drills. Bread and water, you official if you know those meals. Yeah, you niggas soldiers get rolled over. You got police in your pocket, I got a judge in my holster. Oppressors out to get us, so remain sober. Or be chained to them chains till there's nothing that remains of us. A cult leader like Christ, we got the same culture. I bang on them, tell my enemies the reign's over. I up the sig and keep pulling like a chain smoker. The game ain't changed, One West stayed the same on them. One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, nigga? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West, so who is y'all, niggas? One West, we want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
Niggas talking prophets, yeah, we got plenty. We the reason why it's Israelites around the city. Karkazak tells a rock, bring Shamar out. We about to slide on them, see what niggas talking about. Young dog think he wise cause he a Kim head. That shit lame, they didn't survive, nigga, Kim is dead. Where I'm from, little nigga, is a dirty game. I pledge allegiance to Yahweh, bitch, I'm UPK. Nigga, let's talk bodies. Set up on your corner, wake up everybody. Big priest, until I'm dead deceased. The mission is complete until you're off the street. So y'all on the internet, stumping down the street. But take the poor and the weak. Touch your sister or brother, you gonna be sleep. But take the poor and the weak. and the weed.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga?
Fucking with the brothers, then I'm giving out major pain. Clip full of ball heads, I'm shooting out Damon Wayne's. Driven ambition, I ain't never changing lanes. Wise as an old man, but I ain't slanging cane. This ain't a game, this shit way deeper than rap. You speaking the cap, but the shit y'all speaking is cap. I'm 5,000, but I still keep it a stack. I'm in the truth, not cause back then I was seeking the fact. Cry aloud for the niggas that's deep in the back. And the Lord with me, ain't no reason for keeping the strap. We peep the attacks, niggas say we ain't speaking the facts. Stealing breakdowns every time we teaching in class. Niggas snitching, y'all out here squeaking with rats. We be on the street corners teaching that Jesus is black.
We on 125th Street, Harlem, nigga, you see where we at?
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga.
Let's kick it, sir. You got the big face. Shalom Israel.
God, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Shem Shabrak Thumb to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemal Thumb by Shem Shabrak all the sisters. All right, I'm Priest and Officer Shariwan. I got with me the mighty priest and Officer of 500 Abawan. All right. Tonight is Monday night history class. Can you hear me okay? Is my sound okay?
God, I can hear you great, sir.
Okay, most high and Christ. All right, so again, tonight is Monday night's history class. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're also live on Windsor. Show some love to ISUPK Windsor. All right, make sure you share the classes. All right, let's get this truth out.
Before we get started, sir, can you see the comments? Because I can't operate the comments from up here.
God.
Okay, yeah, if I may, we don't put orders down, but if you can handle the comment section, handle the stuff on this side.
God, no sweat.
Okay. Shalom Israel. Like Mama said, we are the ISUPK under Command of General Yohana. We've been teaching the truth to Blacks and American Hispanics since 1969. And our job as priests and officers in the UPK under Command of General Yohana is to get you the truth behind this Bible, right? You've been lied to for so many years by your Christian pastors, your Muslim imams, and all them so-called religious leaders, right? Well, we want to tell you that if you want to learn this truth, right? If you want to learn this truth, get in the nearest school near you under Commanding General Yohana, right? You get in that school, you're going to learn this truth, right? We're learning this truth. If you're not a part of the ISUPK, you're not in the truth. If you're one of those fake Israelite groups that, y'all know y'all don't even cook on Saturday. You don't cook on the Sabbath. If you're wearing fringes on the bottom of your t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? If you got what's the other one when they had the sister move in with the husband and the wife and take care of them? Practice any of that crap. Ain't it the truth? Get in the nearest ISUPK school near you in order for you to learn this truth. It ain't that hard. We on every street corner, right? We on every block. Somebody gonna point you in the right direction in this ISUPK. That's the only way you can be in the truth, right? Another thing, next is what we got coming up. We got the Passover coming up in less than 80 days. Hey, get your gear together, get your family together. Get down there. It's $200. What is it? $200 a person over 18, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So make sure you pay your Passover fees, even if you ain't gonna make it to Passover. Pay your Passover fee. Help us get that land. Help us get everything situated and going. That's going down there. We got a lot of events going on. If you came to last year's, if you came to the year before, think about it. It doesn't do anything but get more spectacular and more glorious each and every year, right? Get to the nearest school, talk to your captain, get the breakdown of what's going on, when it's going to happen. You better be down there, Israel. You're going to miss an event. You're going to miss an event. You think the Black Party last year was fire? Now, the Black Party this year twice as big as the Black Party last year. right? About it. Lamb slaughter this year bigger than the lamb slaughter last year, right? It get bigger and bigger each and every year, right? Sir, that's something.
Yeah, you so on point, right? Like I know Commanding General Yohana said he has watched, the Passover just grow over the years, and it's such a glorious thing to see brothers and women, sisters coming into the school and actually changing their lives. Understand, actually changing their lives and being able to have a place where we can gather together where everybody's safe, where everybody's safe and serving the Most High. It's definitely a little sanctuary, like the book of Ezekiel says. It's a little sanctuary. It's a safe place. You can have your kids running around. You don't got to worry about anybody being, being harmed or anything like that. It's all family. It's one big family gathering together. And it's definitely a glorious event.
And what you just said was so heavy. You just said something that's so heavy. And the reason why I say that is because the Passover is a glorious, protected event for the men and women that are a part of the 12 left tribes of Israel, right? This is an event where the event is so safe. Think about this. You can let your kids run, play, and be kids. You can let them run around, play, and be kids. All you got to do is be able to, call out, and they come back to you, right? You can't even do that. You can't do that at Israel, certain family members' house. You can't go through your family reunion. You can't go through your family reunion and not keep an eye on your kids. You can't do that. You can't go to your own family reunion, not keep an eye on your kids because late night creepy uncle over there doing, you trying to get the kid to go to the bathroom with him or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You can't, but you come to this Passover, let them kids play, let them kids run. No, ain't nothing gonna happen to them. They're protected by every individual down there. Somebody watching them at all times. That's heavy because you don't get that in the family. You don't get that in your blood family. Well, I can't say blood because we all blood, right? Israel, we all blood, but you can't get that in your immediate family. Your Christian, praise Christian family. The followers of I can't even. What is it? What do they call themselves? Holy Ghost Field. Say the Holy Ghost Field family. They don't even define us. He ain't even saying just like these. But tonight's class is going to be the part 2 of the history of polygamy. Are you getting echo over there? So are you hear echo?
I do hear a little echo.
Give me a second. All right, let's see if that make it better. Did that clear it up?
That sounds better. Con. I have my echo cancellation on over here, so it should be good.
No, I just had the speaker too loud. I think it was broadcasting back to the mic.
Okay. Yeah, we good right now.
Okay. So like we were saying, the history of polygamy, right? Understand there's a difference between polygamy and polygyny, right? And I'm gonna get it started. Then Shariwan, he gonna go because he was supposed to send us some fun facts. Let me go ahead and throw under the bus real quick. Like, let me stop. I wouldn't do you like that, brother. Polygamy, right, is the practice of people marrying multiple people. And it's kind of like we discussed a couple classes ago. It was kind of gross when you get this woman allowing different men inside of her, right, and saying these are her husbands. That's gross. But then polygamy is the practice of a man having more than one wife. And what we try to explain to you, Israel, is that it's not some man just out here putting his junk in whatever chick he see. It's not like that. These are what we practice here in the ISUPK. These men are husbands to these women. When these men in the ISUPK have more than one wife, they're husband to each and every single one of their wives. They're husbands to them, and with them being husbands to them, you know, it's the burden, not the burden, but I'll say that the duty of marriage, right, relies on that man and that woman to keep that duty of marriage together, right? And they must, as in their marriage, are responsible for providing each other, you know, and not like you see in a Christian church, when a woman gets fed up with her husband, she starts to back off her duties in a marriage, right? She don't want to do this, she don't want to do that, she can't, you know, provide hugs and kisses no more. Nah, that's as graphic as I'm gonna get. And she don't want to do those things anymore, right? Understand is that, you know, according to this Bible, a woman, you can't do that, and neither can the man, you know, not provide his duty of marriage towards his wife. Even if the scripture says if he takes on a second wife, right, his duty of marriage to her shall not diminish. So, you know, he beating cheeks, you know, a couple times a week, he still have to provide that, you know. He provide, and he cannot remove those duties that he performs in that household. You got something, sir?
If I could you grab me the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16? Because I love that you brought that verse out, you know, about how to treat, or about how you're supposed to, you know, conduct yourself if you take on another wife. Right.
You said chapter 3 verse 16?
3 verse 16. Chapter 3 verse 16.
What happened, sir?
Go ahead.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of God.
Like so many Christians, you know, they'll hear something in Deuteronomy and be like, yeah, but what does the New Testament say? You know, the New Testament says something about, you know, Adam and Eve are supposed to be the what's it called? How original marriage was meant to be. You know what I mean? They'll go to scriptures where it says a bishop must have one wife, and, you know, all these different scriptures that they use to try to say why a man should only have one woman. But when you do that in the Bible, it's like you're contradicting the Bible. When you try to bring up one verse to say that another verse is wrong, you're going against what the Most High said. Like what we read in Deuteronomy, that was inspired by God. What we read in Timothy is inspired by God. Every verse in the Bible, the whole book, is inspired by God. We can't just throw out different pieces of the Bible. Keep going.
And is profitable for doctrine.
And profitable for doctrine. Like, there's ways that you're supposed to conduct yourself by taking on another woman. This is practical knowledge. You know what I mean? This is profitable for us to learn how to live when we're in this world. Keep going.
For reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
Right. Reproof, correction, and instruction in righteousness. There's a way you got to treat a wife if she's hated. You have one wife you love and one you hate. There's laws surrounding how you deal with these sisters.
Damn right.
Polygamy is all through the Bible. And we read stories of David and how he had multiple wives. These stories tell us and teach us how to operate ourselves and conduct ourselves as we're in different relationships. You understand? And then you have examples like Christ showing you how to put this work first. You know, how to be focused and doing nothing but, you know, doing the work of the Lord. You had brothers like Paul who didn't take on a wife. None of these things are unlawful. You can have no wife, one wife, 20 wives. That's up to you. And all the stories in the Bible give us, you know, an outline, you know, on things to do and not do. Right? So that verse you were bringing up, we're speaking about in Deuteronomy, is such a heavy verse. You understand? Because how many brothers you know, it's so natural. We have 20 different women. You're sitting inside that Christian church, and what you quote unquote signed a piece of paper and married a sister, and now you're out sleeping with 10 different women. You're trying to hide it from a sister because something in you believes it's wrong, but your pastor told you it was wrong.
That's what you say right there, sir. It's lucky if I may. You said that the pastor said it was wrong.
That's
and
right.
he's in the church, you know, he got 4 or 5 different women in the church. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna tell first lady because she think that first lady, she think that she all, but they don't understand it's a second lady, a third lady, a fourth lady. You got the different rankings amongst the women in these churches, and they usually sit right there on that board. They're usually those even women that sit off to the left side of the church all together in the pack, right? All of them has been with pastor, and none of them wants to let it be known that they've been with pastor. I mean, his nurse, his wife right there. Nurse, he's at his head, cooling him off and calming him down when he gets too much doing the and spitting and stuff, right? But his wife right there, why she can't do it? No, I'm the pastor. Hey, you doing all the, you know, you meeting with them late at night and you doing all of the books and stuff in the church and this, that, and other thing. But he got a wife. You know, what's so crazy that the scripture says that the wife is supposed to be the helpmate, right? So she's supposed to help meet the need. She's supposed to help meet the need. If the Christian church truly believed that a man is only supposed to have one wife, he wouldn't have all his other wives doing different duties, right? He wouldn't have this lady doing this and that lady doing that. Those duties would be performed by the wife. Even the pastor knows that some of these things could be overbearing for just one woman to do. So he has multiple women. He just don't. The difference is he won't tell you that he has multiple women. Now my UBK brother, we're gonna tell you, like, look, I got another woman, and that's up to you. But I want you. I got a woman, but I want you. I got 2 women, but I want you. These brothers in here gonna tell you, I got 3 women, but I want you. Be honored that this priest and prophet of the Most High God wants you, because you could get with a dude in the street that says he wants you and wants your sons and your daughters, says he wants you and he wants to dress up in your clothes. He doesn't want you. He wants to act like you. So women, you got to be careful. So like, so that's all I got.
Yeah, no, that's heavy. You know, some you were saying too in there. You know, I remember there's a story of a pastor who he was grooming this. I believe he started grooming her when she was like 16, this young sister. And, you know, when she turns 18, then he gets married to this sister. Mm-hmm. And the church was in such an uproar that he left his, you know, first lady. Like, that was the most wicked thing in the world. You know what I mean? Not thinking that this grown man is speaking to a little kid is the most disgusting thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like, we're in a time where, you know, the scriptures say that good would be called evil and evil would be called good.
Yep.
That comes right back to the pastors. Like, there's nothing wrong with a man having a second wife. But there is something wrong with grooming a little girl.
Damn right.
Yeah, I mean, and the Christian church doesn't see that.
Sir, do you got any articles that you want me to bring out?
I gotta look up some of the articles I had from last.
Well, let's just while you looking that up, let's do some quick fun factors that I can think of real quick about what's how a man having more than one wife could affect us here in, you know, in this slavery that we're living in, this hell that we're living in now. Right? You know, one thing is that you know, polygamy could help families survive when there are many children. Think about this. When just say this, you know, this man has multiple wives, he got a bunch of children. You know, usually men that have, you know, 2-3 wives, you know, they have, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. And that might be a burden on just a man and a woman having all these kids. Now you got multiple streams of income that's coming in to help build up this man and provide for these children. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the younger kids got big brothers and big sisters. You know, me growing up being the oldest of my mother and my father's children, you know, a lot of stuff I had to learn on my own. You know, it was just the hard knocks of life. But when I learned it, I passed those things down to my younger brothers and sisters so they wouldn't have to go through the same headaches and headbutts and troubles that I went through trying to, you know, get somewhere in life. Right? You got other things like right now in the United States, we're looking at the infant mortality rate of your oppressor is the mortality rate is higher than the birth rate. So you understand what that means, right? So more babies are dying, are passing away at birth than they are living, right? So now with their mortality rate falling below 1, because this is 1 to 1, that means that your society is sustaining. And then when it's 2 to 1, 3 to 1, that means you're having 2 to 3 births compared to the deaths that you're having. Right now, the oppressor's death rate is higher than the mortality rate, the living rate, right? The infant birth rate. And with it being his death rate being higher than the infant birth rate, that means that his people are dying faster than they're living. So their numbers are slowly depleting. With their numbers slowly depleting, if it keeps going at this rate, eventually, you know, in years in the future, they could be completely wiped out just by not having enough babies. Now, in Israel, right, ISUPK, you know, with these brothers, think about this. This brother has 2-3 wives. It's a possibility that he could push, you know, he could have 2-3 babies pop out a year, you know, if they single births, you know, at a minimum. You know, when you start to go into multiple births, wow, you know, the number swells up, right? And then with having multiple births, remember, we are affirming people. We always been affirming people. With having multiple births like that now, when you have that firm land, you got children to back you up on taking care of that land, right? As they grow up, right? You got to understand this is that they had us in the field at 2 and 3 years old picking cotton. Your oppressor has you in the field. There's pictures of your oppressor having you in the field at 2-3 years old picking cotton. So imagine at, you know, I ain't gonna say 2 or 3, you know, maybe, you know, 6 or 7, you got your son or your daughter out there helping you maintain the cattle or maintain any of the vegetation that you got going on, right? You got another hand, right? So you can have multiple hands. You having 2, 3, 4 babies a year with these multiple wives. You got multiple help. You know, your help starts to double up every, you know, 5 to 6 years. But you know, that's just throwing some things out there. And then with the mortality, their death rate falling, what happens if they go to war? They go to war, and what end up happening is now you don't have the soldiers to replenish your fallen soldiers. You got that article, sir?
God, I got 4 articles here.
You want to shoot it to me?
I can share it right on my screen.
Oh, that's even. It's up to you.
If you could, could you grab me Exodus chapter 1?
Exodus chapter 1.
Yeah, and verse verse 12. Yeah, Exodus chapter 1 and 12.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 12.
Right, because we get this and we can go into the article. It's something you said, like the Lord told us to be fruitful and multiply.
Come on.
Right? Like, how are you gonna be fruitful and multiply with one woman? You know what I mean? You're gonna have 10 kids. If you start young with a sister, you get married to a sister when you're 20 years old. I mean, maybe you're back to back kids. You're gonna have 10 kids. You know what I mean?
10 kids in 10 years.
Right. But like you see, like you look today, there's something very common. I'm sure it's common amongst all of Israel. But something in Jamaica, some brothers play the sisters, just right off the bat, like, well, how we do in the Caribbean. I mean, it was expected that brothers in the Caribbean have different women. You know what I mean? It's just a standard. You're a sister from a Caribbean island, this is just how men are. You know what I mean? You got brothers who have, I got an uncle, he has, over 30 kids. You know what I mean? He has over 30 kids by knows how many women. This is just how our people do it. You understand? Right. So, like the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. Imagine, every brother in Israel had 10 different wives. Imagine the nation that we would have, right?
Know how fast we could repopulate this earth?
God. God.
I got that. You read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Exodus chapter 1 and verse 13.
Verse 12.
You said 12 or 13, sir?
Verse 12.
Verse 12.
God.
But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Right. You had the Egyptians afflicting the children of Israel. Right. This is a time when we were going into captivity in Egypt. You know what I mean? The first large captivity of the children of Israel. And it said the more that they afflicted us, the more the hard bondage they put on us, the taskmasters, putting us through rigorous work, the more we multiplied as a people. Like imagine, otherwise, you have a hard day at work, you go home to your wife, what do? You making love to that sister. You know what I mean? You try to relieve some stress, you looking to go home to a warm bed. You understand? Like, you're going to be looking to that sister to be a place of peace, to be a helpmeet. Like the scriptures say, a pillar of rest. Somebody you can go home to, and look forward to going home to. I mean, not some dragon waiting for you at home to, come home to and berate you. You're looking to come home to a pillar of rest, a soft and delicate sister. And what are you doing with that sister? You are tearing fire. You understand?
Unleashed.
You know what I mean? Right. Hey, Talakia, Allah Panya. Y'all, Slack. Barak. Imagine Shabbat. Barak. Y'all, Shem Yah Shai Barakatah. Y'all, Jamatah. You can be seated. We got the general in the chat.
Is the general wants to come on? It's easy, shoot him the link, sir. I would love.
Salaki, what's that?
I say, if you message the general and see if he wants to come on, I'll slide him the link. I can shoot it to him if he wants to come on.
Oh, Salaki. Yeah, if you want, Alawap, if you want to come in the class, just let me know. Just type it in the chat, and I'll try to get you that link. All right, and we also got a couple other brothers and sisters in the chat. Quick shout out, Yakalia, ISUPK, Princess Noah, Shalom Sis, and Zawap One West. All right, the water, everybody tuning in.
So, like we were saying, sir, the scripture spoke about the oppressor, the Egyptians oppressing the being like very grievous when they oppress the Israelites. And the thing about it is, like you were saying, is that when a brother had a hard day at work, at that beautiful meat at the crib, to the crib, and the first thing she gonna do is give him some food. You know, he been stressed out, rub his shoulders, rub his feet, or something like that. And guess what's gonna happen? Eventually, a child is gonna be made. A child is gonna be conceived, because now you're looking for that relief, right, from that hard day of being knocked over the head by this oppressor all day. So you're looking for a place of peace, like you were saying, and we're looking for a place of peace. You're gonna lay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just, what amazes me, the oppressor never said, you know what, let's maybe, you know, lighten up their burden a little bit, because maybe they won't get down somewhere else. You know, maybe we might be able to pull up the burden if we just was a little less harder on them. But no, what they did was, I'm going to oppress these people more, right? Yeah. So what you're oppressing us more, we have one form of relaxation, and that's to perform those marital duties. And we're performing those marital duties. Guess what? You please that wife please that husband, and don't have a man have more than one wife. Now you gotta, tonight he pleasing this wife, and the next night he pleasing another wife, one of his other wives. And the thing about it is, now instead of having one little Israelite coming out in that much, you go right. So those numbers increase, right? And the children of the children of Egypt, the people of Egypt, were so concerned and worried about the Israelites producing more babies and overtaking them, joining, because remember, they're afraid they're going to join with their enemies. And we see that today. You know, that here's a possibility that we could produce all these children, and then we train these children to side with one of their enemies. That's their biggest fear. Right. Because look at right now, the black man make up what, 12-13% of the United States right now. Right. So I don't know the numbers about, you know, the black Native Americans and Hispanics. I have to look that up. I don't know that off rip, but just say us as a whole, we make up 40% of America. Right. What's happening and what's projected to happen is that eventually the oppressor will become a minority in this country if those numbers keep going the way that they're going. Right. And if those numbers keep going the way that they're going and the oppressor has become the minority, you ain't got that big military. You have to join up with blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics in order to fulfill your military needs. If you go to war with one of these other countries, we're seeing it right now that inside these guys are coming back from the military and Marines and stuff like that, and they're attacking the United States. That's what just happened in New Orleans. The military guy came back and he drove down the street. One of those streets in New Orleans, it's a big popular street. He drove down it, but this is not the first time we've seen this. We've seen that with the Timothy McVeighs. These were born Americans, right? Seen that with the first Empire bombing when they bombed it in the basement, and then the Oklahoma where they bombed like a daycare and killed unalived a bunch of young people and children and stuff like that, right? So we've seen this oppressor attack us. I mean, not us, but attack its own people, right? And with that and their infant mortality rate, you know, and stuff like that, you sit back, get your popcorn. Sit back, get your popcorn, and watch them wipe themselves out, right? So I had
let's get into this article. I got an article here.
All right, come.
Let me share my screen. Are you able to see the article from where you are?
I can see it, but I can't read it. I will have to go to the computer to read it. If you want me to, you can shoot it to me and I can read it from my I got my tablet and my phone up here on the podium.
No sweat. I'll read it and just jump in anytime you want to say something.
Okay.
All right. So this is an article from, it's called modernpolygamy.com. Okay, and it says the history of polygamy. The history of polygamy goes back as far as monogamy. So it is certain that it dates to before recorded history and probably back to the dawn of man. What historical records we do have reference kings, nobles, religious leaders, common farmers, and aspiring warlords. It says, let's start at the beginning, shall we? Some of the earliest known written texts, which date back to 2025 to 1800 BC, from Mesopotamia and Assyria, show that they practiced both polygamy as well as monogamy, with more powerful or wealthy individuals more likely to have multiple wives, right? So, one of the things to understand is that polygamy is not something that's new. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about you, other one, but it's like with all this, what do they call it? Like new age philosophy and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanting the right to to address themselves as a girl or a boy being called a woman. You know what I mean? The right to having multiple sex partners and all these different freaky, sexual deviancies that people have in their mind. It's like they start bringing polygamy to the forefront as, just a normal way that people can, love other people. This is something that they try to spin in a different way where, they don't talk about polygamy as, just a man being with two women separately. It's always in the form of like, you're a brother, you got three women that you love, and you're all sleeping in the same bed. I mean, and they try to put this worldly view on how a polygamous marriage looks like, right? But they're not understanding that these ways of life go back all the way to, the beginning of civilization, right? You were gonna say something?
Come on. One quick thing is that Mashad just added. Can you add him, or you need me to take care of that?
Con, I got you.
Okay. Two is that I got an article from polygamy.com. When you're ready for it, sir, I'll read it.
All right, no sweat. Let's keep going on this for a little more.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Shalom, Adawan. Yabashima Shabbat.
Yabashima Shabbat. Let's get it.
Let me keep going. It says there are records of King Shamshai Adad, which goes back to 1808 to 1776 BC, of Assyria, arranging a marriage to a second wife for his son, who didn't appreciate his father's marriage. Okay, I'm going to drop down to some of the parts I wanted to get to. So let me drop down to this, and then we'll get that next article. So this says polygamy in ancient Rome. It says, in ancient times, polygamy and monogamy seem to have coexisted quite well. Greece is the first classical civilization that exhibited mixed opinions of plural marriage. Although ancient Greece and Rome primarily embraced...
Hey, read that last part again, and read it kind of slow.
Yep, kind of concept. It says, in ancient times, polygamy and monogamy seem to have coexisted quite well. Greece is the first classical civilization that exhibited mixed opinions of plural marriage.
So it's telling you that the whole idea of monogamy, we first see it when they say the first civilization or classical civilization. They're talking about when they first start keeping a lot of records. When they first start keeping a lot of records. So we see this idea of monogamy coming in during the time of Greece. And remember, Greece ruled the world after Babylon, but before Rome. Go ahead, keep on reading.
God. It says, although ancient Greece and Rome primarily embraced monogamy, the Roman Emperor Caracalla gave citizenship rights to a large number of polygamous Jews.
To who?
212 AD.
He gave it to who?
Polygamous Jews.
In what year?
In 212 AD.
Now, here's what's important about that date. Somebody tell me approximately what date did the Christians take over with Constantine?
If I may, other one.
Con.
I believe that was it was 125 AD.
Are you sure?
I might have my dates a little off, but I believe
later than that. It's a little later than that. I think it's around.
Like
What you got?
Wasn't it during the fall of the temple? So that'd have been around 70 AD.
No.
No,
no, those were not Christians at the fall of the temple. Those was Romans with their multiple gods. No, it was around 300 AD. The point I want to make is that here, about 90 years prior to Constantine and them coming to power, about 100 years before Constantine coming to power, polygamy, read that, what it say, gave citizenship rights to a large number of polygamous Jews in the year 2012 AD.
Right.
So Christ has not been gone but 200 years. You see what I'm saying? That's what that AD stands for, after the death of Christ. So Christ has been gone about 200 years. Constantine is not even on the scene, and we still see polygamous Jews, and nobody is saying there's anything wrong with it except for the Greeks and the Romans. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yep, concert. It said, this created a double standard, as all other Roman citizens were prohibited from practicing polygamy at the time.
Pay attention, because what that did, it adjusted the societal norms, how people viewed certain things. You said this created a double standard, and it's just this damn simple. Since the Jews, and believe you me, at that time we were talking us, Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, when the Jews were allowed to have more than one wife, in Roman society, in Greek society, the only people got away with more than one sexual partner was those who was rich enough to get away with it. You understand? They had lords, they had serfs, they had ladies, they had all this kind of stuff. And within that system, a lord could go in and find out that one of his subjects getting married, and he could go, you've seen the movie, he could go and exercise the first rights upon that woman. In other words, he would sleep with her first, and then my man could have his wife back. This is another way they practice it in a very negative manner. But what happened was that the people became jealous of the Israelites. It's just that simple. You know, a brother walking down the street with 3 wives and 13 children, and you got some Edomite walking down the street getting cussed out by his one woman and his bad little ass kid. They just got jealous. That's all.
God. And if I may, sir, you know, and this come on concert, the water, you know, and you know, something that's so big in our culture, you know, we have this understanding that, you know, it's important not to, you know, to join our sons into their daughters and our daughters into their sons. You know, it's important not to integrate ourselves with these other nations. Why? So that we can be strong as a nation. But we have our own laws, statutes, and commandments that keep us strong as a people. Right? The Greeks and the Romans that are around us, you know, they're a nation that's full of all different types of pollution. You know, they're full of monogamy. They're full of what was it called? Pederasty. You know, grown men touching little boys. You know, they have all sorts of sexual deviancies and disgusting things among their culture. This is why it's so important for us to maintain our own culture. And our culture, because we were a polygamous people, right? You see that right here in this time in history where, you know, we were practicing one of the ways of our culture, right? And like you said, Masha, something so heavy, like, don't get it twisted. These are Blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people. Right? These are the true Jews of the Bible. This is who we are. This is what our culture was, right? Our culture was and still is to this day, right? The culture that we need to come back to. Right?
You're absolutely correct. Go ahead.
So it says, during this time period, official polygamy often becomes blurred with concubines, subwives, and owned slaves, which makes it difficult to distinguish it based on our current understanding of marriage. These were, after all, very wild times in history.
Okay, let's stop right there. I'm loving your article too, brother. These people are spelling it out. Huh? Go ahead.
Concert. Did you want to say something on that part?
Oh yeah. There's some heavy stuff. That's why when the generals and the captains got people reading, they don't let you just read straight through it. They don't, because they be saying something during this time period. Official polygamy, you see that, often became blurred with concubines, subwives, and owned slaves, which makes it difficult to distinguish it based on our current understanding of marriage. Here's the problem. Everything you understand until you came into the ISUPK, and until you come into the ISUPK, everything you understand comes from your oppressor. Your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, your ups, your downs, your ring around the posy, all of that comes from your oppressor. You don't have an original Israelite thought in your head, because until you come into the ISUPK, you've never been exposed to original Israelites. Understand what I'm saying? You never heard a word from an original Israelite. You have not heard, seen, nor tasted. You haven't even smelled an original Israelite. You can't count the Jewish man because he's not an Israelite whatsoever.
That's right.
You can't count him. You see what I'm saying? And everything you got it from your oppressor. I'm gonna let Abawan, Officer Abawan, mighty man, if he could tell us, give me 5 things and only make one of them a holiday, but give me 5 things that we do on a regular basis that's against the Bible, and it comes from our oppressor.
So, like, sir, just 5?
Yeah, just give me 5. Yeah, we don't want to take up rest of the winter. You know what I'm saying?
We don't want to take up the rest of the winter. You know, think about this. Everything that we do. You said excluding the holidays, right?
No, give me only one holiday, because I know you're gonna put one in there.
You said I'll give you only one holiday that's against the Most High.
No, give me 5 things that we do as a people that we do almost as if it's our culture, but it is against the Bible. It is against the Most High, and we practice it like it's all right.
Well, you know, most of these holidays, all of these holidays are against the Most High. We can pull it up, bring it up, back it up with scripture, like we do each and every day, right? Your birthday is one of your biggest holidays that you celebrate, but you know that's against that's against the Most High, right?
Salakia, Shayawan, pull that scripture that say, I hate your feast days, and I would not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Concept. You want me to read that right now?
Go ahead, Abawan.
That's Amos. So just that, then, you know, us as a whole, our eating habits are against the things of the Most High, right?
Okay. What do you mean when you say our eating habits?
Well, when I say our eating habits, sir, I mean, you know, the fact that we got brothers eating lobster, rabbit, boom. I was just watching a documentary about some brothers down south about the land that the government is trying to take over, and you know, the first thing they put on their plate was raccoon, possum, and pork chops. And I was like, that's a disgusting ass meal.
So we got these holidays. That's number one. If we were not in America, I guarantee you wouldn't be practicing these holidays. Christmas, Easter, New Year's, you name them. It's one for every month. And then the other thing is, if it was not for your slavery, if it wasn't for your slave master, you wouldn't be no place near pork, shrimp, crab, or lobster. You just wouldn't eat that. That is not your culture. Keep going. Give me another thing. That's 2.
If it wasn't for our slave masters, we wouldn't be on the Sabbath. We'd be celebrating right here with our brothers and sisters on the Sabbath.
We would keep the Sabbath holy.
6
days, the Bible say, we would labor and do all our work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. It's not our Sabbath, even though the Sabbath was made for man. The Sabbath belongs to the Most High. You understand? And we are required by the Most High, not by the general, not by because the general said it, not because Captain Hadar said it, but because the Most High said keep the Sabbath day holy. You understand? That's why. That's 3. Give me 4. Number 4.
We wouldn't do things like loan our brother $20 and expect him to pay $25 back. You know, we
would not charge interest. It's called usury in the Bible.
To our brothers.
Yeah, in fact, we are not. It is against the laws of the Most High to charge our brothers or sisters any type of interest on any loan. You understand? If you borrow $5 from me, all I'm asking back is the $5. And if it's something as small as $5, if you don't pay it back tomorrow, I'd have been forgot about it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the law. That's the brotherhood among us. I'm gonna give you the 5th one. I can't believe you went all the way down and didn't get this one. What's your 5th one?
Oh, what's my 5th one? Next thing was like we wouldn't be our brothers and sisters. You know,
we wouldn't what?
We wouldn't be out here robbing, stealing, scamming our brothers and sisters.
Okay, that's a give me. But this is the 5th one. It's this class. It's this class. The history of monogamy. Had we not disobeyed the Most High, we would not have come into this captivity, and we would know nothing about monogamy. We would not feel any kind of way about monogamy. You know, hey, that's what they do. That's stupid, but that's what they do. You see, but But today, if you mention polygamy, man, look at here. You better be 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Because these women gonna lose their mind. Help me out, brothers.
Salaki, if I could, sir. You know, as Abawan was going down those things, I was thinking about that same thing of, you know, you wouldn't be thinking, I can throw away this woman for a better woman.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like Christ said that, you know, a man who divorces a wife and gets another, he hath committed adultery. You know what I mean? And that's something that's so common amongst our culture today, where we believe, you know, because of, you know, what this white man taught us regarding relationships, you know, we're taught to throw away our sisters like it's nothing.
Exactly. Let's get some scripture on that. I think it's in Matthew or Luke. I'm not sure which one, but it says, if a man divorces his wife without cause. Go ahead. Keep saying what you're saying. If you could pull that Abawan, keep saying what you're saying, Shaywan. You're making a heavy point.
Yeah, you know, and the same thing with vice versa. You know, these sisters believing that, you know, there's a better man out there for them than the one they laid down with. You know what I mean? Like these things are a plague inside of our community.
Why do you think that is? What's going on with those sisters that they can be with a man this summer, and before the fall gets here, they done ran into another man they think is better, so they leaving this man, putting him out the house, scheming on child support, and at the same time trying to pick up another man. What's wrong with them sisters?
Man, it's a lot. It seems like so many different things. You know what I mean? I would say number one is, you know, they believe in the philosophy of this devil that's over us. You know what I mean? Like they believe in this philosophy of these other cultures, not understanding how, you know, how much it destroys us. You know, like the Most High said, the wisdom of this world is foolishness to him. I mean, these other nations, they don't understand, you know, how to live righteously on this earth. You know, this is why we have broken homes, we have abortion, you know, we have so much destruction on this earth. It's because they don't understand, you know, how to live properly. I mean, I know Bond used to always say this one to me, like it was, what was it, 40 years ago, they believed that, you know, crack cocaine wasn't addictive. You know, and then,
True.
You know what I mean? Another one is, you know, they didn't believe that, you know, anything was wrong with smoking. They were having pregnant women smoking while, you know, they got a child inside of them.
If I may, I'm trying to cut into my next subject. You know, next week's subject about the history of Coca-Cola.
You ain't gonna take it back when there used to be Coke in the Coke.
Yeah, the owner or the guy that came up with the recipe, he was addicted to methamphetamines, and then he came up with Coca-Cola.
but anyway, let's get back. This is a heavy subject because even though we keep it light, it's a subject that plagues us. I don't know. Get that? Did you get that scripture?
The one in Matthew, I got Matthew 19, but it starts, you know, that's when Christ was talking to the Sadducees and Pharisees about Moses allowing divorce.
Read that.
So when we started about 3.
Okay.
This is chapter 19 and verse 3. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him,
Go a little past that.
Mm-hmm.
Get straight to the teaching.
All right, we'll jump here to 8. Verse 8. This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 8. He said unto them, Moses.
Back up. They asked him a question first. Go to where they asked, what the Pharisees asked Yahushua a question.
Verse 7. They said unto him, why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away. Verse 8. He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your heart, suffered you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so.
It was not so. When you married in the beginning, when Abraham married Sarah, when Abraham turned around again and married the Egyptian maid of Sarah, them was his wives forever. When Isaac married, who was that Isaac married? Rebecca. He was married to Rebecca forever. Forever. When Israel, when Jacob married his 4 wives, he was married to all 4 of them forever. Go ahead, keep reading.
Where is it? It says Moses, and verse 8, and he said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your heart, suffered you to put away your wives.
He just suffered that nonsense. That was nonsense. You get mad at your wife today because she burnt the rice, and now you want a divorce. So you get mad at your husband because he didn't close the toothpaste all the way down, and when you grabbed it, some squirted out, and now you want a divorce. That's just stupid. If you think of any reason to get a divorce, if your life ain't in jeopardy, you're being stupid. You're following another culture. If you having problems in your marriage, get a hold of the man over your camp and get some counsel. Keep reading, brother.
But from the beginning it was not so. Verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife.
Okay, we're gonna slow it down. I need everybody to pay attention right here. Pick it up again right there. Whosoever.
Whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be fornication.
Hey, somebody got an echo going on. When I'm listening to y'all, and when y'all talk, it's like you might have the speaker in the room up too loud.
I'll turn the speaker down to here, sir. So if it's me, let me know.
I'm hearing it on yours.
All right, let me check it again.
Come on, sir. I got mine turned down a little now too.
Okay. You got that scripture in front of you?
Yeah, come on, sir.
Pick it up where you left off.
Come on, sir. It says, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication.
Back up one more time. Start that over.
Whosoever shall put away his wife.
Whosoever shall put away his wife. He's talking to Israelites. So if you were Black, Hispanic, or Native American, if you are an Israelite and you belong to any of the 12 tribes, whosoever shall put away his wife, pay attention, because the Most High is talking to you. Read.
Except it be for fornication.
Except it be that she had unlawful sex with something or somebody else. That's what fornication is unlawful sex. If she does not do that, read.
And shall marry another.
And shall marry another. Listen.
Committeth adultery.
He committeth adultery. Keep reading.
And whoso marrieth her, which is put.
Go ahead.
Come. And whoso marrieth her, which is put away, doth commit adultery.
Doth commit adultery. Do you see what's going on here? You get a wild hair up your butt and you decide to put away your husband or your wife. If he puts her away and she has not slept with another man, she has not had unlawful sex, then he commits adultery. Are you understanding me? You cannot put away your wife. because she's on your nerve. If she has not committed adultery, you cannot put her away. And then if you bold enough, if you so Americanized enough that you still put her away, the Most High is sending out a warning to the other brothers in Israel. He's saying, look, and whosoever marries that woman also committed adultery as that woman commits adultery. Are y'all understanding this? You can sit up here all you want to and call yourself a damn American, and I keep telling you, ain't nothing in you about your own culture. You sitting up here thinking just because the man don't make 6 digits, that's a reason to walk away from him because he don't make $120,000 a year. Now you want to walk away from him. When the real problem is a man that make $120,000 a year ain't finna put up with you. That's the damn problem right there. You see, ain't finna put up with you. And where these attitudes come from, I don't even blame the sisters. These attitudes come from America. These attitudes come from Hollywood. These attitudes come from your TV and your music industry. This attitude come from your girly magazines and all of this. When and all of this stuff they flash through the media in front of our people. You understand? That's where all this nonsense come from. And then they get driven home by your damn Christian preachers.
So if I may.
Go get it. He don't touch the nerve. He don't touch the nerve.
Go ahead, Doc.
Gosh, like, you know, something so heavy in what you said is that the 2 leading causes of divorce today, one is finances, and the other they say is infidelity.
Infidelity.
And it's like, how many sisters left their husband because he slept with another woman? You know what I mean? These are the things that are absolutely against God.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead, Abu.
What you're saying is so heavy, but you know the way our society is. You know, I'm willing to bet $1 to 100 to say that these women are probably leaving their husbands less because of infidelity than they do because of the financial situation.
I don't know. You got these sisters. They coming out these colleges, right? And then you got these other sisters that made their way to the medical industry as nurses, and they go as low as what they call them, some type of assistant. What they call them?
Talking about nursing assistant.
Yeah, it's something else. I think they start with a C.
CP. Is a C? Is a certified practice like practitioner nurse or something like that? I think that's what the acronym stands for.
It's something.
It's something to nurses. It's like CPN or like LPN.
It's just below a nurse.
Yeah,
they don't have to go to college to be it, but they make decent money. They come in at 60. A nurse's aide.
Kind.
Yeah, a certified nurse's aide, a CNA.
Yep, that's
right. They coming in at 50, 60, 75,000 a year, right? And the attitude is, do what I say, or you can get out because I can get another man. Because they already know, watch this, they already know that in America, black folks in America think money is king and family is a burden that we just have to put up with.
Well, if I may, sir, that the Christian church teach you that when you get, a financial blessing, it's coming from God.
Okay.
The church will tell you, you're reading the scriptures, it said the love of money is the root of all the evil. But as you get a financial blessing, or you get a new car, a new house, these new cars, these new houses, these new clothes are all blessings coming from God. This is what the Christian church teach, right? And our people are still stuck on that Christianity, you know, is more addictive than cocaine, right? And with us being addicted to a drug that's so destructive, we do anything to follow it.
Well, understand this. You're absolutely correct. But when you are addicted to a drug that was beat into you, remember, we received Christianity at the end of a whip.
Come on.
That's how we learn to say hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? At the end of a whip, somebody putting a whip on our back because we wasn't singing loud enough, or putting the whip on our back because we wasn't acting in the good Christian way. That's how we learn what a Christian ought to be, so we can keep them lashes off our back. And so anything that comes along, you figure you get 2 generations down the road, they're not going to remember that they got Christianity from the slave master. You see what I'm saying? Because all it took was the first slave to say, Master, I teaches them the Bible. If you teaches them it to me, I teaches them it to them. And I'll make sure they be good slaves. And there you go. And we've been good slaves ever since then. You understand? You know, we've been Martin Luther King good to these people, man. You see what I'm saying? We just turn all our children over to them. They teach our children how to think because we don't teach them. And all our homes are messed up because we don't even live our own culture.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We too damn afraid to live our culture. That's the only reason brothers lie to the sisters when it comes to polygamy. Because go ahead.
So I got an article that I wanted to bring out. You know, we had 8:23, so we only have a few.
Bring it out.
So if I may, I would like to bring this article out real quick. This article is on polygamy.com. It reads, in this article, we are going to present to you history of polygamy. By studying the history of polygamy, you are going to have a better understanding of how everything works and what are the motives in the past that have made this practice acceptable.
Hold on, let's stop right there real quick. The only motive for Israelites to have multiple wives is the Most High said an Israelite brother can have multiple wives.
To be fruitful and multiply.
Be fruitful and multiply. You see what I'm saying?
Come on.
He said, because the Most High said it's lawful, then it's lawful. That's the only motivation. Whatever they say their motivation is, I wouldn't pay attention. Go ahead, brother.
I understand that, but I just want to hit a part that reaches out, that goes back to the Bible and the Most High.
Okay,
right?
Let's go ahead.
It says the polygamy comes mainly in 3 different forms, you know, and this speaks about polygamy, polygyny, and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm jumping down. So the history of polygamy dates back a long time ago, since has been the practice for many cultures and centuries for all over the world, right? Right here is where I want to get at, sir. It says the Hebrew society particularly accepted polygamy, and there are traces that they say it happened in the classical China too.
The what?
Polygamy was also encountered sporadically at the Native Americans, in the West African continents, the Polynesians, Indians, and the ancient Greeks, right? So I'm gonna jump down to this part here, right? Because this speaks about the different cultures, Roman and the Roman Catholic. Right here it says, however, in the Hebrew Bible, the polygamy was
you got that reverb thing going on again. We only can understand every other word.
What about now?
Just talk normal.
However, in the Hebrew Bible, the polygamy was permitted only if a man has more than one wife. At the same time, if a woman had more than one husband, it is seen as adultery, right? So I just wanted to bring that out right there, sir, to go back to, right, even when the oppressor sees us from the outside, because this article was written by oppressors, sees us from the outside, we're following our laws, we're following our culture, and polygamy is a part of polygamy is a part of our culture as Hebrews, as Israelites, sir.
Okay, let me ask this question, if I could. Why do we dare feel put off, or I dare say ashamed, when we, and I say that collectively, why do we feel ashamed when this comes up? You see what I'm saying? If you could, while we're thinking on that, go back to your article and read the next line. After that you said something about Hebrew.
It says, however, in the Hebrew Bible, the polygamy was permitted only if a man has more than one wife. At the same time, if a woman had more than one husband, it was seen as adultery.
The next sentence, please.
In the United States, the polygamy was allowed back at the early years of history.
Okay. All right. Here's one of the things you got to be careful. And this, all of us, trying to understand what Esau is saying. It sounded like he was saying polygamy was only allowed if a man happened to have more than one wife. So in other words, if a man didn't have more than one wife, then you could almost deduce that polygamy was not lawful for him. And then they throw in at the end of that sentence, however, if a woman had more than one husband. So what they're doing is conflating the two different angles to look at it, and you're left all confused about what they're saying. In fact, that one statement can start an argument that'll last for the next 15 years. You see what I'm saying? Because of the way they say it. So you have to be careful when you're studying what Esau is put down on paper, because he wrote it necessarily to confuse you. That's why when learning this Bible, or you think you know the Bible and you have not studied under the priests and prophets of the ISUPK, then we tell you anything you believe, you need to immediately disbelieve it. Let it go, because it's wrong. You see what I'm saying? Okay, go ahead, Abawan.
No, that's all I had on that. Sorry, it's just that I was saying that Esau was going because understand this little statement in this article. This article is a couple pages long, but this is the only statement that it refers back to, saying in the Hebrew Bible. So what I'm trying to recognize is that, well, to get the people to understand, is that Esau to put these little hints and comments in
you got a date of that on that article?
On this article, a date on it?
Yeah.
Let me go back. This is September 30th, 2015.
See, it's not real old.
No, it's not that old.
So if they referring to in the Hebrew Bible, I'm show you how white folks talk now.
Yeah.
When they say in the Hebrew Bible, they're telling their own constituents in a code that we have not learned, right? In the Hebrew Bible, polygamy is allowed. They're saying in the white Anglo-Saxon Bible, it ain't there.
If I may.
Go ahead.
So like, something, for brothers and sisters not to get confused on is what the white man defines as polygamy with an M. That is not what Blacks, Hispanics, and Indigenous practice.
That's right.
But when you see the European define it as polygamy with an N, right? N for Nancy, that is what we practice. We practice a man having multiple wives. But today, the European man calls polygamy, it can be a girl or a woman who has 2 different sex partners.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
You understand? So, like what Abawan's saying in this article, they would define what the Hebrews practice as polygamy. And that's the difference.
And they're referring to the ancient Hebrews.
As
far as you can go back in the Bible, you understand? So
yeah,
it's always been ours. What else you got, Shaywan?
That was it. I got some other articles, but they're probably too long for how much time we got left.
Well, you want to bring one of them?
Let me see.
Because, sir, since we here, I was going to bring out what we haven't brought out. Did we bring out Exodus 21 and 10?
Read it.
Okay. Since we're talking about, a lot of times women get, they think that when their man has another woman, the other woman is going to receive, finer gifts or all type of crazy stuff I've heard women say when their man is speaking to them about having another woman. And what I try to allow these young ladies to do is to go back and what does the Bible say his duty is as if he has another woman. And here in Exodus 21 and 10 explains it perfectly. It says, if he takes him another wife, right here we understand that this man already has a wife, right? Or 2 wives, whatever. He has a wife, at least one. And if he decides to take on another wife, it says her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not deplenish.
Let's make sure we refer to the first wives, right?
If he has a wife and he takes on another wife, the first wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall not deplenish.
Let's not do that. That caused a problem. First, second, third. Say previous wife. The previous
wife, sir. Well, you're right. I shouldn't have said that because I was thinking the one he married.
Cut it out. You're gonna get in trouble now. Okay. I'm gonna keep me squared away. I am not getting the call from Captain Marquand, Captain Hadar.
You get that second lady.
The next
Christian church, they got the first lady. But where's the second lady?
There you go.
Where's the second lady?
I ain't gonna mess with the Christian church because if I did, I have to say in the Christian church, the second lady is a man. I'm leaving them alone, man.
That being said, let's jump to Isaiah 4:1. Like
this you early modern England.
So they guess
yeah, go ahead. What's up? What you got?
All right. Yeah, this was an article just kind of showing some of the history on polygamy and how it was brought into the Western world today. Right. And it was again, beginning with the ideologies, of that Christian church. The ideologies that Catholicism and Eastern Christianity brought over here to what they call the New World, right? So this was an article called "Prosecuting Polygamy in Early Modern England," and it says, already in Anglo-Saxon times, England condemned polygamy as a serious moral offense. But until 1604, it was left to church courts to punish polygamists using spiritual punishments. You understand? So, what do they call that in the States today? Do they call it like the separation between church and state?
Right.
You understand? So, like they had this concept that there's a difference between, how government is run and spirituality, governs a people, right? So it says in 1604, however, Parliament enacted the Polygamy Act that made polygamy a capital crime, punishable by secular courts.
What now you got to ask the question, brother. You got to ask the question. What made them fight so hard for polygamy, and who was doing the fighting? Because the time has now come when people ask the question, do we really need all these abortions? What made them fight so hard for abortions, and who was doing the fighting? And then who did the abortions affect? Same thing goes with polygamy. If polygamy was accepted prior to 1604, remember, you came here as a slave in 1609. You came to this hemisphere as a slave in 1609. So 5 years before we came even over here, they was having fights about polygamy in England. Now, listen to that last sentence. In 1604, however, Parliament enacted the Polygamy Act that made polygamy a capital crime. Somebody tell me what it means when you've been charged with a capital crime. What's significant about that? Have you ever heard of anybody being charged with capital drug possession?
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Would that be the death penalty?
It's the death penalty. So if you was found in England in 1604 to be keeping more than one wife, you were subject to death. Now watch this. It doesn't mean that your wives kept your property. In England, if you got committed of a crime, part of the punishment included taking away your property from you and your family. Your family became bums on the street unless they had a benefactor. Go ahead, brother. But I wanted to bring that out, that in England, it was a capital offense. It was punishable by death to have more than one wife. Now, if our people were the ones that had all these wives, then who was they trying to kill? Who did they threaten with death for having more than one wife? Go ahead.
They threatened our people. It was us that they threatened. And if you allow me to, I got the definition of capital offense.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Wikipedia, sir. It says a capital offense is a crime charge that can be punished by death. The term comes from English common law, where juries only sentence people to death in exceptional cases, right? I have a few examples of capital offenses if you would like to hear them too, according to Wikipedia.
Go ahead.
Murder, especially in the first degree, aggravated kidnapping as a result results in death, rape of a child under 14, triage, espionage, use of weapons of mass destruction, drive-bys that result in death, terrorism, child molestation, and conspiracy to commit murder.
Let me ask anybody, when does having a second wife rise to the level of child abuse? And your child is a grown woman. When does having a second or third wife rises to the level of murder when everybody is very much alive. You understand what I'm saying? They took a crime that has no victim and they made it a capital offense. That lets you know, and they tell you that for a while it was left to that second paragraph, but until 1604 it was left to the church courts to punish polygamists using spiritual punishment. Here's the problem with that. Spiritual punishment means you could get stretched on the rack. Spiritual punishment means you could be hung. The spiritual punishment means you could be flogged in the city square. You could be placed in the stocks. All of this for the offense of having more than one wife. When the very Bible that they say they went by told David that what the hell was wrong with you? You went out here, I gave you the king's houses, I gave you the king's wives, and if you wanted anything else, I would have given it to you. The Most High said he gave David Saul's wives, wives, plural. You see that? And this is when he was checking him over Bathsheba. This is when the prophet was checking him over Bathsheba. He said, "Thou art the man." You see that? That's the incident they're referring to. But the Most High gave David multiple wives. The Most High gave Jacob multiple wives. The Most High have allowed us to have multiple wives since Abraham. You understand? Since Abraham. Who in the hell do people think they are, if I could, to question whether or not it's morally okay for us to have more than one wife? Who are you? Remember, you had the moral question that you can have anybody you want to in your bedroom, and the state does not have a right to know who you have in there, and therefore, under Obama, y'all made homosexuality legal in America. You see what I'm saying? So how in the hell do you dare question consenting adults when they are of opposite sex? So are you telling me that homosexuality is going to be legal and multiple wives are going to be illegal? What's really going on here? Help me out, my brother.
Yeah, if I may, everyone.
Oh, y'all gonna jump in together there? Okay. If we go over a little bit, I think the generals will be okay. Not a lot, but if we go over just a little bit.
If I may, sir, kind of on the point of, like how weed is legal today, but it used to be illegal. Like inside of Canada today, if you look on the government website, they speak about how polygamy is harmful and has serious implications for women.
You got to get copies of that. That should be here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute now. You said
the
government website.
Yeah. And something that lawyers are finding out today or having a problem with is that because Canada refuses to recognize polygamous marriage, people who are engaging in polygamy aren't being offered the same rights as, say, the first woman that they marry on a piece of paper. And so it's like, I think it's some crazy number, like 1 in 3 Canadians practice polygamy. And what lawyers are finding is that there's women who want they want to be on the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to be on, certain tax forms to get tax exemptions because they're polygamous. But because Canada refuses to accept polygamy, you have many Canadians who, what they're saying is being harmed, by not being able to put their name on things like a mortgage.
Okay.
And so it's one of the examples of, lawyers are fighting for it, saying that, this is natural. Polygamy is natural here. And so why aren't we awarding these women the same rights as, the first woman that got married to a man?
Yeah, are y'all having a high incidence of men ending up in child support court?
Sir, child support's a little different in Canada than it is the States. I don't think you can be in prison like they do in the States. But to answer your question, there's still, a lot of, child support cases and so on.
And therefore, what you see, polygamy catches hell in Western European societies. And I'm talking about us, the West, over here, because it makes so much money in the court system. See, if I'm not allowed to be polygamous, but I got Shemayim pregnant that same year, I got Robin pregnant, I got Cynthia pregnant, and I got one more sister pregnant. But because I'm not married to them on paper, each one of them sisters can run down to the courthouse and say, look, I don't think he can take care of all the kids he got. He got 5 babies. So I think the court got to put some pressure on him to take care of them. Next thing you know, I got 5 cases of child support. You understand? And the courts get paid. They make money off of that. And what I don't lose in child support, I lose in taxes. You see what I'm saying? And that's the game. So what happens now? I'm deterred from having any more babies because they become too expensive. You see what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And this is one of the effects and one of the reasons why. What was Egypt's main concern about Israel towards the end?
If I may, sir?
Go ahead.
They were afraid that Egypt would not only they were afraid that the Israelites would not only outnumber them, but team up with their enemies.
Okay, let me ask this question. Where are we right now?
In Egypt, in bondage.
In bondage in Egypt. You understand? They have not, you think the attitudes have changed? They have not changed. They're concerned. Why? Sisters, let me rest your spirit. The only reason the white man and the white woman is concerned about your husband having more than one wife is because your family might turn out 15 strong sons and 10 strong daughters. You understand? Your family may consist of 25, 30, 35 children. You understand? From one man and 4 or 5 wives. And what that does, because, and here's another thing. If a brother is married to, I hate to use that word the way America uses it, but if a brother has 4 wives, how many of them you think are going to even think about getting an abortion? Not a one.
The wives usually don't think about having abortions.
Wives don't think about abortions. You're absolutely right. Good point. So that means you're cutting down on the abortion rate. What you got, 750,000 a year? I don't know of people who can kill 750,000 of their own people a year, and they remain a people.
Damn right.
They remain a people distinct from everybody else on the planet. That's called self-annihilation. You see, that's called self-annihilation. The whole idea that anybody in America opposes abortion, or not abortion, but opposes polygamy, lets you know how racist this country is. Their only reason to oppose polygamy in America are they are not having babies. Check out the statistics. The birth rate among white folks are 0 or less than 0. They got more of them dying than are being born.
We brought that up earlier, sir.
That's their main reason. They cannot fight the rest of the world. They, in fact, going to have to end up eventually, because they're going to keep getting smaller. They're going to have to team up with Putin just to have power. They're going to have to team up with, is that Trudeau up there with y'all, man? Is that Trudeau up there in Canada?
Yeah, come on, constant.
You got Trudeau. They're going to have to team up with Trudeau. And I don't know who the hell running England anymore. Look, them wild-haired people over there, I don't know who running them. But look at here. Look what's happening in the world. All the Caucasoids are finding some kind of way to flex their power. And they're not flexing it to scare each other. They're just flexing it to see where they're going to fit together in this world war. You understand? But America knows, Canada knows, England knows, Russia knows, Germany knows, Poland, Norway, all of them know that they are not having babies. I challenge you, Shamawan, Shamawan, right? I challenge you to look up white folks' birth rate in Canada, and you may find it's also below 0.
Right.
Look up birth rates in America by race, or you can ask who has the highest birth rates in America. You're gonna find out. I'm gonna say the Chinese, who have the lowest birth rates. You look them up. You're gonna find out we outbirthing them, and that's not even counting our Latino brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? You count them in the mix and forget about it. Sands of the sea. You understand what I'm saying? That's what Israel looks like right now. If you count all of Judah, well, all of us in America, in the United States, all of us in Canada, all of us in Mexico, all of us in South America and Central America. Sands of the sea. You understand? And our enemies, our oppressor, recognize that. If those people who I just called out were to ever wake up and gather themselves together, the world would have a heart attack. They would stop breathing. Because it would just scare the hell out of them. It would just scare them to death. Why? They can't kill us all because then they can't get nothing done. And just by chance, we might be right when we say Yahweh Shah is coming back on them chariots. And I don't say might in the sense that I doubt. I'm being facetious. I'm being sardonic. You know what I'm saying? We might be right. We didn't caught y'all in a bunch of wrong. You see what I'm saying? So the biggest thing is, this is the last thing, and I'm going to let it go. Sisters, when you bump heads against your husband, your brother, your son, your father, your cousin, your nephew, your uncle, about multiple wives, telling him he cannot have more than one wife, you are going against the laws and statutes of the Most High, and you are going against the Most High. And if sisters don't begin, I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go. Y'all got enough problems right now.
Then he get into trouble, sir.
I just want him to quit wearing the weaves. That's all I'm saying. Quit wearing the damn weave. Because I ain't talking to you. I look, it's a weave. I how you doing? You know, you can forget it. I just don't like them.
What about
wigs?
I'm
done.
Hey, sir, I said, what about wigs?
No. You got to do like this. When you pull on it, it can't come out. It got to come out of your skull. It got to be, it got to be growing out of there.
You're going to run into one with that good glue.
When you take it down, or you can't put it in the sink to wash it. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to run into the ones with the good glue.
You got to put your whole hand up under the water. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but, yeah, that's where we at when it comes to this polygamy versus monogamy. And here's the deal. Do you know the history of monogamy?
That's another class. Huh? That's another class.
Yeah, look that up. Look that up. Because when you find out how and why monogamy came to be, you're going to be like, get the out of here. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. And the folks that's online, look it up for yourself before the next class. They so high on monogamy. Monogamy is everything. Monogamy is the Christian church language and America politicians' language. Monogamy, monogamy, monogamy. Where the hell did monogamy come from? And why did monogamy have to become a law in England? Why? Understand, no law is just put in the books because you're the coolest guy in town and you feel like something should be a law. In other words, if England made monogamy a law, somebody had a reason why.
So there's a benefactor somewhere.
Somebody, that helped a whole lot of people out now. That helped a whole lot of people out. You understand? When you go ahead.
Right. So we won't be late to the generals class. I recommend that we go ahead and end this class if you don't mind taking us out.
Come. I'll take us out. This has been the Monday night. This is the history class out of Detroit. I'm Precinct Officer Mashah. I got with me Officer 500 Abawan. He's handling the camera right now, and I got Precinct Officer Shayawam, Officer 500, right, with me out of Canada. And we've been talking to you about the history of polygamy. Now, y'all brothers coming back next week talking about monogamy.
Oh, we'll see, sir.
Huh?
We'll see. We'll see what we come up with.
Let me know. Give me a call. I want to say we appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this broadcast here. Be sure, whatever you do, pay your tithes. Pay your tithes. Pay your tithes. You done bought your preachers and all types of Lincolns and airplanes and boats. Just pay your tithes. Go online, isupk.com. Pay your tithes. We got coming up in April. What's the date on that? April 13th?
Well.
What's the date of the Passover?
Well.
April 12th? April 12th. We're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia for the 57th Passover. the annual Passover. Be there or be square. Let me tell you something. All you HGBTs, whatever they call them, get out the way. Get out the way. The Israelites are on their way to Atlanta. You understand? We already heard about you. We already heard about you. So just move out the way. Get out the way. Because you talk to us, you're going to be a man. I want to say shalom, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Thumb, to my brothers, Yahweh Shema, Allah Thumb, to my sisters. Again, we are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Shalom.
Shalom.